Hello and welcome back to the video game selection series, where if it's not convoluted, it's not worth doing. Today we'll be doing the Little Wing 500. As we're moving through the month of May, May is ends with the one of the biggest races of the year, a 500-mile race at Indianapolis. Here we are doing a race on a short track, 500 laps. 4 classes of cars, each with different speeds, and all I can say is that it's just going to be extremely chaotic. With the differences in speeds, you'll never be out of lap traffic. You're always going to have somebody you're going to have to get around, and that's just going to cause a lot of confusion, suspense, and just really trying to fight for survival. Here on the grid you can see the starting lineups for the various classes. Yellow is Class A. Here, Class B is in blue. Class C is in red. And Class D is in this teal color. Now Class A will be driven in the USF 2000 cars, which will be our lowest class car for the 500-mile race at Indianapolis. They are the highest class car here. Blue will then follow suit with the Formula Ford 1600s. Skip Barber Challenge will be our Class C cars, and Formula V will be the Class D cars. With that, let's go through the starting lineup for today, and then we'll talk through what's at stake. So, first of all, we've got on pole for today, we have Pikmin. 2 times a runner-up, but just hasn't been able to get that win in Class A. Ultima, relatively new to Class A. SimCity. Mega Man. Grand Theft Auto, who was the Class B winner at the previous event. Mario. Star Fox, the number 1 seed overall. The Elder Scrolls, number 2 seed overall. Having gotten the most cumulative points throughout this Pro Series run and the initial races from prior to that. Sonic the Hedgehog. And rounding out the field is Fallout. In Class B, we have Metal Gear Solid. On pole for Class B, we have G-Police, top seed in Class B cars. Legend of Zelda, who won the Class C race in a great strategic move at the Tsukuba Tsunami. Doom, The Last of Us, who spent all their races in Class B. Dynasty Warriors. Final Fantasy. Minecraft. Mother. And Kingdom Hearts. Moving to Class C, we have Civilization, the pole sitter Elite, NHL, Gran Turismo, Killer Instinct, Ori, who won the Class D race at the previous event, Factorio, Diablo, and the last row for Class C, Xenoblade Chronicles and Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus is the top seed in this class. And then Class D, we have Cuphead, the top seed in Class D. Animal Crossing, Rogue Squadron, Clay Fighter, Contra, Bayonetta, Resident Evil, Call of Duty, who won the Challenger race at the previous event, Breath of Fire, and EVO. Now, with this, we are going to have 500 laps based on when the top class finishes. The overall winner will be added to the queue for games that I will play. So the stakes could not be higher. And on this 1/3 mile track, we will just see tons of chaos as we're going through this. So shortly, the field will be taking off. We'll do 2 pace laps, and then we will send them going on this 500 lap adventure. So very shortly, we will be moving away. Alright, here we go. Starting to move away. Like I said, 2 pace laps and then we will get started. Once again, we've got Pikmin and Ultima up at the front leading us down to the green flag for today. I'm going to stay on board with Pikmin as the pole sitter as we're going through these first couple of laps. We'll jump around between the different classes at different stages, but they will be jumbled up throughout this entire event, so it will be kind of hard to keep track of them just visually because many cars will be on differing laps at any given point in time, and we'll have to sort things out throughout the chaos that the caution laps will bring. Caution laps do count, and our 500 lap adventure begins now. Pikmin gets the jump and is in front of Ultima as they move down to turn 1. Yeah, and just like that, they're going to finish lap 1. 500 laps will go by relatively quickly if it stays green. However, if we go on board with Pikmin, our leader, you can see they're already coming up on lap traffic, and look at that bunch of cars just ahead of them. Yeah, let's stay on board as they start to maneuver through the lap traffic just to see what this looks like. Pikmin taking the extreme lowest lane, getting pinched a little bit, getting ahead of a couple of cars. Yeah, once again, it's going to be all about survival. Yeah, you want to get through those cars because you don't want anybody else catching up to you, but at the same time, you've got to survive. You've got to make it to the end of 500 laps if you're going to win. Yeah, made through the Class D field, now we're moving through Class C. Looks like Pikmin, and then SimCity, and then Grand Theft Auto. Looks like the top 3 as they run right now, with 5 laps complete. Yeah, the top 5 look like they're still very close together. So okay, now let's go back and take a look at Class B. So we've got G-Police, who seems to have a little bit of a gap to their nearest competitor. They're starting to move through lap traffic. Let's see, so behind G-Police, we then have Metal Gear Solid. Ooh, giving a little bit of a bump there to a Class D car. And then behind them we have Doom and Dynasty Warriors, running top 4 in Class D. Or in Class B, excuse me. Here we have Metal Gear Solid right here on the back of your class leader G-Police. Now it seems like one Class A car, which is Mario, seems to have fallen off. We do have a caution, and let's travel around here and see if we see what was the cause of the caution. Didn't see it offhand, so here let's take a look back and see if we can't find out who brought out the caution. Let's go back to just going through the field. Not seeing it offhand. Oh, there we go. Who was that? Let's go back a little ways. Ah, the 40 car of Breath of Fire. So let's see what happened here. Wow, spectacular crash. Okay, so we've got all classes in the picture here, so let's see what's going on. collides with a Class C car, and then just flipping wildly down the front stretch. Oh my goodness! Wow, that was incredible. Oh my goodness. Here, let's jump back on board with our top car, and then let's quickly try to go through the field as best we can as they're getting ready to go green. We have Pikmin, SimCity, Grand Theft Auto, Star Fox, Mega Man, and your top 5 spots. So yeah, back to green, and with the single file restart, they'll be very close to lap traffic once again. Alright, let's now take a look at Class C, see how that's going. Elite is currently at the front of this field with Diablo in tow. And then just behind them we have Gran Turismo and Ori. Ori, once again, the Class D winner. Previous race. They have some Class B competitors moving through them, as well as, this looks like Pikmin, the overall leader, going around the outside, putting a few cars between them and second place SimCity. Alright, so that was Class C, and then Class D. We have Clay Fighter running kind of by themselves. That's kind of impressive to see on this short track with as many vehicles as there are. EVO just behind. Oh! And then that did not look... Oh my goodness, and who was that? Alright, let's go back and take a look at this. So, I'm not sure if that was Factorio. Who was that got involved in this incident? Here we go. So SimCity was second place. Looks like going around the outside here. Let's go to Chopper Command, and let's see. So SimCity is in this white and orange car on the outside of turn 1, and I'll play it and see what happens. Ooh! Yeah, Class D car moves up into them, got kind of pushed up into them, and then they are upside down. Oh goodness, yeah, that'll ruin your day. Alright, here we are. Yeah, we're picking up Pikmin, the current leader. Not sure if they've caught up with the pace car. What's going on with the pace car here? Pace car is up here at the front. Not sure why they're not picked up with Pikmin right now. Yeah, Pikmin's sitting right now at the very back of the field. I wonder if they passed the pace car inadvertently. If so, that might mean a penalty. That might mean they have to come in right after the green flag comes back out. Okay, here's Pikmin. Okay, green flag is out. Let's stick with Pikmin, because I'm curious now as if they will receive a penalty for this. It's curious why they weren't at the front of the field. Now we have another yellow flag out. Here, let's scoot back so we can see who this is. That's Star Fox, the number 1 seed overall. Yeah, so let's see what's going on. Oh man, yeah, just lots of chaos so far in these first few laps. We haven't even made it to lap 30 yet. We're already on our 3rd caution. Oh, Star Fox clips. Is that SimCity? Was SimCity coming out of the pits? Yeah, so let's go over to SimCity here. So from there, SimCity's coming out of the pits, and then they clip Star Fox. Oh my goodness, yeah, SimCity just having a terrible race, and now really just taking Star Fox out of it. Oh my goodness. Alright, now Pikmin's in the pits. I I wonder if that was serving a penalty. Still being shown as the leader. As we kind of move down just through the field and just see who's down here toward the back. Okay, we've got a lot of Class D, but yeah, Class A, SimCity, falling off quite a bit. Once again, just several cars multiple laps down. Right now, we only have 7 cars on the lead lap, all from Class A. So yeah, let's just keep on board with... Actually, here, let's go to the pace car, see who's sitting at the front of the field. Okay, we've got a lot of wave arounds going on right now, so there should be 1 lap to go. So everybody in front of the leader should be coming in. So now, once again, we'll go back to Pickman, who appears to be the leader. No, Pickman currently in 2nd place. Who is currently shown as leader? Grand Theft Auto, our Class B winner from last time. Yeah, can they run the Class B, Class A gauntlet? Similar to Castlevania, who did that earlier in the year. Castlevania won the Class B race and then immediately won the Class A race following. So yeah, Grand Theft Auto with a pretty decent gap over Pikmin, Fallout, Sonic the Hedgehog. And yellow flag out once again. 4th caution of the event. Let's see if we can catch what's going on there. Not sure if they were the ones involved, but let's see. So the 29 car going slow here. Yes, somebody. So they got caught up in it. So here, let's go to Chopper Command. From Gran Turismo's point of view. Oh, just ahead, and it looks like... Who is that? The number 2 car, Elder Scrolls, the 2nd seed, involved in this one. So let's see, trying to get around a Class D car, and boop! Yeah, they just lock wheels, and around they go. And then, yeah, Gran Turismo getting tagged in that as well. Yeah, that is rough. Well, look at the pace car flying through there. Using that invulnerability to their fullest advantage. Alright, here's, yeah, riding on board with our leader, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, chaos really happening. We're currently on caution number 4. And going back and checking on how many games are on the lead lap. Only 4. Grand Theft Auto, Fallout, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Mega Man. All currently on the lead lap. Cars down between 5th and 13th are 1 lap down. Yeah. Nothing is guaranteed, for sure. But you can see how, yeah, off to an early good start in this battle of survival. My goodness, yeah. Grand Theft Auto has just a massive gap as they had several cars from lower classes in between them and their nearest rivals. Looks like we had some cars going into the pits, perhaps trying to repair some damage. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto right now looking pretty good. Alright, let's go back to our 2nd place car. This is Fallout. The 5 seed. Having a nice little run, kind of just by themselves for a little bit. It's kind of where you'd like to be for a little while, just to be able to catch your breath, lay down some good lap times. We have more cars going into the pits. Looks like possibly just trying to repair damage. Repairing damage early obviously helps you a lot because you're not having to drive your damaged car out there for too much longer. Yeah, Fallout looking pretty good here. Okay, now a little ways back to Sonic the Hedgehog. Now the final car on the lead lap. There's only 3 cars currently on the lead lap. Sonic moving through. Has SimCity, who's been involved in 2 cautions already, just behind them. See Gran Turismo to the inside, probably looking to get back into the pits. And we're approaching the 10% distance. We are getting ready to start lap 50. At the conclusion of lap 50, we'll be 10% of the way through this race. Yeah, at that point, we'll go back and check on the class leaders at each of the classes. So okay, we've got Grand Theft Auto leading in Class A. Class B currently being led by Dynasty Warriors. Here with Metal Gear Solid right there in tow, so not too much distance between them. Alright, let's see if we can spot the place of the caution. Okay, here we go, number 22, that is Xenoblade Chronicles. And then let's move back and see if... Okay, really it was... probably Resident Evil that was actually the culprit here. So let's go to Chopper Command. And we'll scroll back a little bit, and it looks like yeah, with the Class A car on the inside causing something. Oh, bumped out. Oh, pushed him out, and then collided with the Class C car, and then just spun around. Xenoblade, just a innocent bystander, having to wait for the previous car to tow, and then finally able to get moving once again. Okay, Grand Theft Auto, they're on the inside of the course. Is there any grand reason for that? I guess. Were they thinking about going to the pits? It kind of looked that way. Going slow. All right, let's get up to live footage here. Currently staying on track. Alright. Jump up with the pace car. Alright, we are back to green. We're getting ready to go back to green. Here comes Grand Theft Auto. So because they are the leader, the green flag now comes out that Grand Theft Auto is crossing the line. Okay, running the outside with relatively clear space, but just immediately lap traffic. Just the chaotic nature of the procedure, just trying to get back to green flag racing as quick as possible, and not always able to pick up the leader so that they have the clear traffic. Oh, Grand Theft Auto down to the inside, and Grand Theft Auto moving into the pits. Do not know what that is about. But perhaps that was an infraction. Now, several of the USF 2000 cars in Class A are here. Is this scheduled pit stops? I would not imagine so. But most of the Class A field is actually in the pits right now. I'll go over here to Metal Gear Solid, because I feel like they are, as the leader in Class B right now, they might be taking the overall lead just because all of the Class A cars are sitting in the pits. Have the Class A cars moved out yet? Appears they have. So here, let's ride on board with Ultima, currently being shown as the overall leader. With the gap to our next cars on the lead lap. Yeah, the mass pit by these Class A cars, I don't know if that's just repairing some damage while they got an opportunity. It also appears I think I've seen Gran Turismo on the inside of the course several times. I don't know if they're continually going back into the pits. Alright, there is Class A. Okay, Dynasty Warriors here in Class B, and already another caution. This should be caution number 6. And there it was. Let's go back and see who's involved. Grand Theft Auto's involved. Let's go ahead and just right on board with Grand Theft Auto, who had been leading this race up until just a little bit ago. We'll go to Chopper Command and take a look at the replay. It looks like they just get caught up in it, so why don't we ride on board with Sonic the Hedgehog, who it looks like might have actually been the crash. Yeah, here we go. Okay, trying to come through a Class D car, going in a little too hot, collides with them, and just around. Yeah, honestly, Grand Theft Auto just gets caught up in it, unfortunately. Just stuck. Not really their doing. Oh, Ultima gets in there as well. Ultima might be back in the pits right now. All right, let's see who is, after all of this confusion. Yeah, who is leading this race now? We've got Fallout now to the lead. Race is just pure chaos. Yeah, just really needing to survive without having too much of an issue. Star Fox, who had fallen off considerably, is now back on the lead lap, as well as a Class B car, Dynasty Warriors. If I move down to Class C, Civilization is currently leading there, with a couple of buffer cars between their next competitor, and then Clay Fighter is currently the leader in Class D. Yeah, we should be coming back up to the race start. We're right on board with Fallout as we come back to the green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
Looks like sliding a little bit. Woo! Alright, so there's our overall leader. Let's go with our Class B car. Now, okay, now back a lap down, but our leader in Class B, Dynasty Warriors. Again, just surviving, which is the name of the game here. Next in Class B is Metal Gear Solid, about a quarter of a lap behind. Kingdom Hearts right there with them. Yeah, so Class B still having a relatively close battle. Let's jump down to Class C. It looks like we've got a lot of Class C now. Was Nose Tail before Civilization able to get around a couple of Class D cars. There's NHL running second in Class C. Not had a lot of great scoring chances. See, now that they've got this spot with a bit of a gap to their next competitor. Let's see if they can win this power play. Ooh, they're running very high. I wonder if that was based on a crash that was right there in front of them. I didn't see where a crash was. Let's step back a second and then let's go through the field, see if we can find out who was involved. Still not seeing one. There's somebody up in the wall. Who's that up in the wall? Is that Star Fox once again? Or not Star Fox, that's Sonic the Hedgehog once again? So Sonic the Hedgehog was just in one previously. Oh, and they're looks like they're getting upside down. Oh, Chopper Command, let's see how you're doing. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Oh, what a crash. But gets moving once again. Go in and get that car repaired and see if we can't get back out and get back to the race. Alright. Fallout no longer the leader. Star Fox has now recovered to retake the lead. We now have 80 laps complete. Yeah, we'll catch our breath here for just a second. Yeah, we've only got 2 Class A cars right now in the up really in the mix, because then there's a lot of Class B cars that actually are doing quite well. Yeah, Star Fox doing well, looking good. Got a nearly 3/4 of a lap lead over Fallout, so that is looking pretty good right now for your #1 overall seed. Now here we've got Dynasty Warriors coming through as a couple of Class A cars have re-entered the racing surface. So Dynasty Warriors relative to Metal Gear Solid, who is just back here, trying to get around NHL. Ooh! Almost goes around. Legend of Zelda just behind. And they are running 3rd in Class B. See if they can capitalize on Metal Gear Solid's mistake. It looks like Metal Gear Solid did recover. Now Legend of Zelda trying to once again hunt them down. Now Pikmin is coming through. Fallout is coming through. They're splitting them. 2 Class A cars splitting a couple of Class B cars. Oh, and Pikmin into Class D, and then Metal Gear Solid getting hit by the Class D car. But everybody seems to stay focused. Cuphead was the car in Class D that was involved in that, but not saying there wasn't any harm, but still moving forward. Oh, there was a crash. Who was that? I have to go back just a little bit. Oh my goodness, that's Pikmin, our early leader. Let's see what transpired here. We'll go back to Chopper Command. It doesn't even look like he brought out a caution, but oh, just got on the power. The Class D car was there, and yeah, that'll send you right back to the pits. All right. Star Fox once again has now fallen back a couple of laps, and now Fallout really all by themselves. They're the only ones on this lead lap. Star Fox is getting a lap back down the bottom line. We have Fallout now has kind of emerged as the big winner in all of this. Let's get back up to live feed. Oh! Xenoblade almost getting into Fallout. We're approaching lap 100. We've had, I don't know, 37 cautions up to now. I think it's been 7. Had a nice little stint right here without the cautions. Got Fallout. Pretty good. Star Fox is 2nd in class, 6th overall, and is 2 laps down. like I mentioned, Fallout really doing okay for themselves. So Star Fox just ahead. So Star Fox is in danger of going a third lap down, but it looks like Star Fox is actually able to clear traffic a little better than Fallout has been able to. But the big difference up till now is that Fallout has survived, and oh my goodness, just almost getting run into by Breath of Fire in the Class D car. Alright, Star Fox now getting held up a little bit in traffic by Pikmin just in front. Pikmin not able to get through. Okay, Pikmin finally does. Star Fox taking the extremely low line. And able to get through and clear. Alright, so let's go back to Class B once again. Class B leader. There's Pikmin, Star Fox, SimCity. Oh, Class B leader into the pits. And it looks like this will put Legend of Zelda into the top spot of Class B at the 100 lap mark. Yeah, 100 laps complete out of 500. May have had a little bit of a thinning of the field, if I can get a sense going to the bottom of the chart. Definitely seems like some cars are many laps down and either still getting repaired or have decided to just park it for the remainder of this race. Looks like no Class B cars currently fit that category, but right now we've got The Legend of Zelda, and then a little bit behind, maybe a quarter of a lap behind, G-Police, running first and second in Class B. Alright, how is Class C looking? We have to go down to 14th overall, find Civilization. Civilization in the number 28. Currently your class leader. NHL, then a lap behind is class second place. And I don't think that's a lap down to... I don't think that's a lap down to the class leader, but I think the overall leader was between them. So, as a result, NHL is shown by one more lap down than Civilization. Killer Instinct just a little behind. So battle for second and third could be underway soon as Killer Instinct looks to track down NHL. And then if we go to Class D, quite the gap there. Clay Fighter has pretty substantially 3 laps over their nearest competitor. Really doing a great job in the survival front. And I think that's what you got to do if you're going to be successful in this particular event. So yeah, Clay Fighter right now with a big advantage. Only 20% of the way through the race, so still a lot can happen. But right now, looking very strong. Alright, Fallout, once again, overall leader. 2 laps clear of the entire field. And Star Fox looking to make gains, but Star Fox is 2.85 laps behind. Has a lot of ground to make up if they are going to pull back into it. I think it's going to be more on is Fallout going to have an issue more so than is Star Fox going to be able to have the pace to just move through lap traffic better than Fallout and be able to catch them. 117 laps complete by our race leader. And right now they are clipping off the laps pretty well. I think with a thinned out field, despite the speed differences in the classes. Now we're starting to see a bit more maneuverability without as much chaos. I still do expect it to happen though. Long green flag run, tires start to get worn, and they're going to get worn at different paces for each of the different classes. I think we're still possibly in for chaos as we get deep into some of these green flag runs. Legend of Zelda, G-Police. That's the gap for Class B. See Metal Gear Solid just behind G-Police. However, Metal Gear Solid is 2 laps down relative to G-Police. Alright, we'll stick with Fallout for just a second because Fallout is about to reach quarter distance. Currently on lap 124. And a big question eventually is going to be how our pit stop is going to play out just in the normal scheme of things. We've had plenty of pit stops as a result of possibly some penalties, definitely some damage. But now, how is it going to play out just in the natural course of the race? Cuphead, very high on the track. Alright, quarter distance complete. 125 laps out of 500 by our race leader. And only them, because once again they have a 2-lap lead over the next competitor.
The yellow flag is out.
And that looks like Grand Theft Auto and almost taking out our leader. So let's take a look here what happened to Grand Theft Auto. Let's go to Chopper Command. Lots of traffic. Oh, Class B car moving up into a Class D car, and Grand Theft Auto just takes a wild ride. Wow. That was a big hit. But here we do have Fallout now in their rightful place just behind the pace car in the lead of this race. Star Fox and SimCity though will gain a decent portion of that lap that they were one of the laps they were down. Many cars coming into the pits. It appears under this caution. Okay, you can see the pit lane full of a lot of cars. It looked like our Class B leader, Legend of Zelda, is in. A lot of the Class B cars. I think that's pretty much the Class B field in the pits right now. Legend of Zelda looked like it was taking some time. Barely gets out in front of the pace car, but that's still good because you maintain the same lap. Alright, let's jump up ahead with Fallout because we're probably getting ready to go back to green. The lights on the pace car are out. Pace car dives into the pit lane.
Green, green, green.
And at the completion of lap 131, we are now back to green. Let's see what clear traffic looks like for our overall leader right now. Do see some damaged cars at the inside, just trying to get as many laps as they can, knowing that there's going to be some competitors who will drop out. Let's get the same view from Star Fox, who's probably trying to move through some traffic to get some track position back. We're currently 2 laps down to our leader. Looks like they have Pikmin just ahead, so they can use Pikmin as kind of their trailblazer. And then just try to follow through. Although, if you feel like Pikmin's holding you up, you gotta go. Which looks like they do. They're gonna follow Ultima instead. Ultima banging wheels with a Class C car. But they are moving up through the field. So back to the external view. Alright, so they got some clear traffic for a little bit. That seems nice for them. Alright, so now it's Star Fox, who's 2 laps down of Fallout. Star Fox also is going to have a little bit of clear track, it seems. Ultima diving down in the pits once again. Alright, let's move to Class B after that round of pit stops. Okay, we still have Legend of Zelda out in front. And it looks like by full lap over the competition. Now that could just be the differential of where Fallout is relative to the others. So let's take a look at where is G-Police, who's in second. Quite a bit back. Might even be being slowed up by some of their Class B compatriots. Oh, just trying to find a way, having trouble. Legend of Zelda, not terribly far behind, so... Yeah, Legend of Zelda looking to go through the back-to-back wins that others, Castlevania, Minecraft, and Final Fantasy have done. Back-to-back wins in different classes. I don't think it's ever happened between Class C and Class B, though, so that would be a first if Legend of Zelda is able to maintain. Let's see how Star Fox is doing once again. Currently at chasing roll, trying to get through as much traffic as they can. Fallout. It's about a half a lap difference between the two of them right now. Fallout, oof! Fallout almost getting turned around by the number 28 car. That was dangerous, I felt like. But cleanly through. Now Fallout getting ready to put Class B leader a lap down. Another lap down. And there we are. Alright, let's move to Class C. NHL, currently the leader. Over, was that Xenoblade? Xenoblade seems to have recovered. They got stopped in one of the crashes, kind of an innocent bystander, but really just stopped, not really, didn't look like any damage, just had to, let a few cars pass under caution. Alright, so second place, which is Xenoblade, is right here. Fallout's getting ready to put them another lap down, so let's see if this lap is a lap or not. Xenoblade comes back across the line. Yeah, NHL has a full lap on Xenoblade, so yeah, the Legend of Zelda, Fallout has a good grip on Class A, Legend of Zelda has a good grip on Class B, NHL has a good grip on Class C. So now we can take a look at Class D's leader, which is Clay Fighter. They had been the leader for quite a while. They actually had a 3-lap lead at one point, but now it looks like that lead has evaporated to a large extent. It is now only a 1-lap lead. Where is Call of Duty relative to them? About a half a lap behind, it appears. says Call of Duty is currently in the chasing role in Class D, trying to catch up with Clay Fighter for that top spot. Remember, each of the class winners automatically advances to at least the next highest class. Finishers 2 through 4 in each class at least remain in their same class, and then everybody else is just subject to your cumulative points. Top 6 in Class A payout points. Class B has the top 5. Class C is top 4. Class D is top 3. The winner has to requalify for the Pro Series or the Challenger Series, but their game gets added to the game queue, which is really what we're here, what it's all about, is really trying to get into that game queue. Star Fox still 2 laps down compared to Fallout. You can see them maneuvering through traffic pretty well. But how are they looking relative to each other? So let's jump on board Star Fox. There's Star Fox with Mario just ahead, SimCity just behind. Group of Class A cars trying to make it through. And then Fallout, the overall leader. Kind of just ahead of them, so Star Fox, if they can continue this pace, they might be able to gain one of their 2 laps back, which would be fantastic. Fallout currently is coming up to complete lap 165 out of 500, and with a big group of traffic just ahead of them. But able to maneuver through that bottom line and put a decent amount of that traffic behind them. And with Star Fox approaching you don't want to have the number 1 seed right there with you. Star Fox has had several good finishes in Pro Series races, just none on the top step of the podium to this point. Big mess of cars right here. Yeah, Fallout taking the bottom. Mario and Star Fox appears to be taking the higher groove. Right now I feel like that Fallout's been having a little bit better success. Ooh, I do see a collision back behind. Was that Mario? Oh, Star Fox into the wall. Star Fox into the wall, and Star Fox, that... Let's ride on board with them and see how they're doing. Yeah, I think that they are not feeling well. If they're running that really high line like that, I don't think it... Oh, collides with Ultima a little bit, collides with Grand Theft Auto, who's into the wall. Feels like almost deliberately caused that caution. Yeah, so Grand Theft Auto on their lid again. In this event, and now, yeah, once again, we are under caution. Got a couple of longer green flag runs. Fallout is going to take this opportunity and go into the pits. I would imagine Star Fox will be doing the same, as they are... Oh, I think they came to a stop actually out on track. So Star Fox looks like they are towing back to the pits. Fallout in for a pit stop and now back out and moving. Yeah, right now in pretty good control of this race, but once again, with this many cars on track this short, it's still about survival. This is lap 175 out of 500. Cross the 1/3 distance. And we'll stay on board with Fallout for this restart. Gonna go into cockpit mode. once again, just to see how chaotic is it from the driver's perspective. Looks like lights are out on the pace car. Pace car moving into the pit lane. Oh, really holding back.
Green,
Now
green, green.
they are on the front stretch. Green flag comes out. Grand Theft Auto re-entering the course. Ooh. Yeah, you gotta go fast here, and you're always going to be in close quarters with your competitors. So you kind of got to go for it, even though it's a race of survival. You just kind of got to go for it. All right, Pikmin taking the low line, Fallout going through. Pikmin 7 laps down, as is Star Fox now, after the damage done to their vehicle. So now we currently have SimCity. As we SimCity 2 laps down. Next highest ranking competitor after Fallout. Messy lap traffic. Class B cars, Class D car, one Class C car to get through. Okay, now they're through that. Class C car up the top. Class B car just ahead. Pushing down to that lowest line. And through. Mario just behind. Mario on the same lap, so this right there is for position. If Mario can get around. Yeah, did Fallout just get around them to put them each an extra lap down? It appears that might be the case. Fallout might have gotten through. I was just paying attention to what they were doing, not the traffic that was coming up on them, and I think that was your overall leader putting them a 3rd lap down. So I'm sitting now 2 laps down at the line. Trying to remain that way. They've got a little bit of clear traffic, so it's just a straight up race between these two for a little bit. SimCity with a shorter line, Fallout able to get the better run coming off the high line of the corner. And it looks like Fallout's gonna make it around. SimCity is not going down without a fight, but we're talking now a 3-lap deficit. Ooh! Fallout got picked at the top side by a slower car. SimCity was able to make it down on the bottom, but then SimCity ended up running into another car. And now SimCity boxed in, and Fallout is taking full advantage. Yeah, SimCity now had cars in front and on both sides. Had to actually slow down to be able to get to escape from being boxed in. Now does firmly find themselves 3 laps down. Mario, however, was able to skip around and get ahead, so Mario is now 2nd place car, 2 laps down, just ahead of your overall race leader Fallout, running the same line around a large gaggle of lap traffic. Currently watching 1 and 2. Even though it's not for position, it's very critical for Mario to stay ahead. As we can see, cautions can come out at pretty much any moment. While we're here, I'm gonna move down and see Legend of Zelda. Looks to be in a pretty good spot. A little bit of a by themselves situation for a while. That's seems kind of nice. Nobody really behind. Lap car they should be able to easily dispense of. Yeah, Breath of Fire. We moved over. Let's see, NHL. Once again, a 2-lap lead over their nearest rival. The lowest seed in Class C, currently with a big lead in this class in the race. Just trying to run their race. If they can keep it on the track and survive, they can find themselves with a win, some points, and the guarantee to be up in Class B at the next event. And then Class D, Clay Fighter still with a couple of lap lead over Call of Duty. Clay Fighters just hanging strong and doing their own thing. It's kind of funny with as many cars as there are on track to see so many of them kind of by themselves for a little bit. It does just seem kind of strange at times. Alright, Fallout has now exceeded the 200 lap mark. So now we have more than 200 laps complete of 500. We had several cautions. I believe it was 7 in the first 100 laps, and now I think there's only been 2 or 3 in the most previous 100 laps. So I think as the field is starting to thin out, we are seeing it calm down a little bit as there's just not as much chaos. Doesn't mean there's none though. That was something. Yeah, I think it was Killer Instinct. That was wheel to wheel right there with our overall leader. SimCity running the high line, still currently 3 laps down as it stands. Alright, let's just do a quick rundown of the field as we're starting to approach halfway. Okay, so we've got Fallout in first, SimCity in second, 3 laps down, Mario in third, also 3 laps down, Elder Scrolls running fourth, 4 laps down, Ultima, 5th place, 5 laps down, Pikmin 6th place, 7 laps down, Star Fox 7th place, 8 laps down. Legend of Zelda, the leader in Class B, also 8 laps down. G-Police in Class B. Most of these cars right now are going to be in Class B. 9 laps down. Dynasty Warriors, 10 laps down. Metal Gear Solid, 10 laps down. Kingdom Hearts in 12th, 11 laps down. Minecraft, 13th, 11 laps down. Doom in 14th, 12 laps down. Mother, 15th, 12 laps down. NHL, your Class C leader, 12 laps down. Killer Instincts, these are going to be Class C for a little while. Killer Instinct, 14 laps down in 17th place. Factorio, 15 laps down in 18th place. Xenoblade, 19th place, just coming out of the pits, 16 laps down. Diablo, 20th place, 16 laps down. Civilization, 21st, 16 laps down. The Class B car of The Last of Us, 16 laps down, running 22nd overall. Ori, our Class D winner from the previous race, 17 laps down, 23rd in Class C. 23rd overall is a Class C vehicle. Final Fantasy, Class B car, 17 laps down, 24th overall. Shadow of the Colossus, Class C, 26th overall is the Grand Theft Auto, it just passed them. They are both 18 laps down. Grand Theft Auto being a Class A car and a leader of this race in the first 100 laps. Clay Fighter, your leader in Class D, 27th place overall, 23 laps down. Call of Duty, Class D, 25 laps down. Bayonetta, Class D, 26 laps down. EVO, Class D, 27 laps down. Elite, Class C, 27 laps down. And then as we go through the bottom part of this field, Contra, 32nd overall, Class D, 28 laps down. Animal Crossing, 33rd, 31 laps down. Breath of Fire, 34 laps down. 34th, Resident Evil, 35th place, 41 laps down. And now I think we're getting into cars who are no longer on track. Cuphead, 36th place, 111 laps down. Sonic the Hedgehog from Class A, 148 laps down. Mega Man, Class A, 178 laps down. Gran Turismo, Class C car, 182 laps down. And Rogue Squadron, Class D, 199 laps down in last place. So that is our field, as the leader has just completed lap 222. We will be approaching halfway in the next few minutes.
The yellow flag is out.
And a caution is out. Let's pause, maybe go back a little bit, and let's see if we can find out, what's going on here. Looking through the cars, not seeing anything at the moment. Ooh, Elder Scrolls looks like they're going sideways a bit. That did look caution-worthy, though. Oh, it does go the full way around, and then just kind of parks in the wall. So, not a big one, but probably still worth getting the car off of the racing surface. That's stationary. The stationary car off the racing surface is, of course, what I meant. Any takers to pit road under this caution? So far, does not appear so. Oh, no, Factorio does not go.
Green, green, green. Caution, yellow flag.
And another caution. This time it looks like it involves Pikmin, EVO, and 17 of Metal Gear Solid. Let's go back to Chopper Command and see what looks like it takes place. Ooh, clip wheels. Yeah, all cars still moving, but yeah, definitely worthy of a caution. Alright, jump back to the front of the field. Let's get back to live coverage. Yeah, Fallout still with their stranglehold on this race. It was looking like we were getting considerably fewer cautions for a while, but now we've seen a few happen within a short span, so we'll see what that does to competitors and their thinking, both in terms of how aggressive to be, also how to play pit stops. Yeah, Fallout currently with the 3-lap lead. Legend of Zelda still with their 1-lap lead over their nearest competitor. NHL, a 1-lap lead over their nearest competitor, and Clay Fighter, a 2-lap lead. So yeah, it looks like the pace car is in. You're allowed to pass on the right-hand side before the start-finish line. That's what Fallout was doing, although Fallout is also the leader, so the green flag really doesn't come out until they come to the line. Here is Fallout, once again maneuvering their way through lap traffic. Really, at this point, all traffic out there is lapped traffic for them. A 3-lap lead over the field. Just a few laps from halfway. And Fallout going into the pits. We're just a few laps shy of halfway. I don't know if this is a scheduled pit stop, but very inconvenient time to be here. Let's jump on board with SimCity right on their cockpit view while Fallout is stationary. Let's see what SimCity is doing. Because if that did happen to be scheduled, you would think that SimCity is probably not far behind in terms of needing to go down to the pits and either get fuel or tires. Deficit now just 1 lap. Whoa! Elder Scrolls just in front of SimCity, almost going sideways. Bumping into car, looks like they almost went sideways again. Yeah, right now Fallout and SimCity are on the same lap. So SimCity is a bit ahead. I think in that group of cars is going through turn 4 right now. Taking a look at the timing and scoring, yeah, there's a 9-second gap, it looks like, between the two. So now all of a sudden this race has gotten much closer. But I do want to keep an eye on SimCity to see if they will be in for the pits anytime soon. So far it does not seem to be. We have crossed the halfway point. We are now in the second 250 laps of this 500-lap event. And now, for the first time in a while, we have cars on the same lap for the overall lead. SimCity, and followed not too far behind by Mario, have now ended up back on the lead lap. That is still in control by Fallout, who was just recently pitted. Should have fresh tires. Should be in pretty good shape for a little while. Not sure what stage that most teams are thinking they want to have their final pit stop. So we'll have to kind of keep our eye out on that, maybe speculate for a bit. Here's SimCity. Let's go take a look at Mario. Not too far behind right now, following Star Fox, who at stages in this race has had some pretty good pace, but right now, even after Fallout made those pit stops, still 4 laps behind the overall leader. It does seem to me like Star Fox has had tremendous pace throughout this event, but a couple of incidents have landed them in the pits quite a bit more than most. And as a result, you fall behind in this game of survival. You can see Star Fox down on the lower line. Again, now just ahead of them is Star Fox, blue car in the inside lane. Does seem to have been a pretty good competitor to be following if you can keep up. The R-Wing looking
Caution, yellow flag.
awfully good right now. Alright, let's go back to TV view and then see if we can't find out where this caution's coming out. Oh, Ultima into the wall. Let's go to Chopper Command. And it looks like we're having a collision with the number 23 car of Factorio. Yeah, Ultima kind of going in a little hot, looks to me. Just spins around and is stationary on track. And as a result, we will throw the caution. And with that, there'll be several lap cars between them. Now SimCity and Mario are going to be closer than ever. To that overall lead. So Fallout's grip not as strong, but let's also see if we get any takers down pit lane. Looks like a lot of Class B cars are in pit lane. I believe I didn't see the Class B leader. 1, 2, 3 Class B cars at least, a few Class C cars. Ooh, Breath of Fire just kind of showed up there. Must have had to get towed. Let's see, so where is SimCity? Not terribly far behind. Let's go to the cockpit view with them as they go on the restart.
Green flag, green flag.
Be as the start of lap 267 is this restart. Can't pass on the inside until passing the start-finish line. Now, it is a go. Pass anywhere you want. So yeah, Fallout should have some clear traffic ahead, so they are going to get a gap from this lap traffic, but also once SimCity gets through this lap traffic, they'll have a bit of a gap to be able to run down some quick laps. You can see how Mario's doing. So Mario back quite a bit further in this pack. SimCity right now with some clear track. The time differential, 4.5 seconds. to overall leader Fallout. 270 laps complete. Oof. Really pushing it, trying to keep it going. 3.5 seconds. I believe I see Fallout was on the low line up ahead. Yeah. Fallout on the low line up ahead of SimCity. SimCity's been taking the high line for the last several turns. 3.3 seconds. Gap still closing. Was on top, cut down to the low side so they can get the power down a bit more. Gap widened to about 4 seconds that lap. They both had some clear track for just a moment, so I think the gap probably stayed pretty consistent at that moment. Down to 3.4 seconds. We're Fallout SimCity, you can see it's just at the back of the screen is the white and orange car. Currently in the middle of the turn. So you can see they're about a straightaway apart. Okay, but now Fallout's getting a bigger advantage. Now the differential only 1.9, so yeah, SimCity catching up. We're going to stay with this view as they're both moving through their lap traffic to see. Can't watch this battle for the lead unfold. Of course, the question, are Fallout and SimCity on different strategies? Does SimCity have to pit sooner than Fallout does? If so, that could make a lot of this moot. However, if SimCity can also pit under caution, then that's laps that can be saved. As Fallout, when they took their pit stop, they took it under green. 2 cars separating Fallout from SimCity. That quickly turns to 4, which turns to 3.
The yellow flag is out.
And the yellow flag is out. So now there's only going to be a handful of cars between Fallout and SimCity at this next restart. And while we're here, let's go back to where the caution starts and see if we can't find out who was involved. Yes, we can. It is the 19 car of Mother in Class B. Let's go to Chopper Command and see what unfolded. Ooh, trying to get around a Class D car and locks wheels. Spins around. No major harm. But still harmed themselves. So it looks like they got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars between the two of them. Once again, the closest they've really ever been. I am curious if there will be pit stops, though. So let's follow them through and see who, if anybody, starts to take pit stops. SimCity does not take a pit stop. How about Mario? Where is Mario? There's Mario. Apparently got held up by somebody. Yeah, we'll check the lights on the pace car, see if they go out this lap. They do. We are going to be going green next time by. we'll do as we've done the last couple of restarts. Let's ride on board, this time with SimCity, with 4 lower class cars in between them and Fallout. Lap 290. The restart will take place.
Green flag.
Remember, cannot pass inside until we get to the start-finish line, which is now. Alright, makes quick work of a couple of cars. Has Legend of Zelda, which I believe is still the Class B leader. Yes. By less than a lap now. They're the only ones in between. So we'll expect Fallout to start getting into traffic pretty soon, but SimCity should have relatively clear track, assuming they get around Legend of Zelda without any problem. For longer, meaning that SimCity should be able to close this gap. Damaged car trying to just get through some laps. Alright, Fallout on the extreme low line, trying to get around a lot of this lap traffic. Being very successful. Getting through there with relative ease. SimCity opting to take the higher line. Does run the risk of getting boxed in. Thinks better of it, goes to the bottom. Ooh! Almost spins the car around there. But car is currently pointed straight, and we're continuing our move through traffic. Not quite a straightaway lead for Fallout right now over SimCity, as we're approaching the 300 lap mark. Mario, still on the lead lap, is in danger of going a lap down here to Fallout. And here is the start of lap 300. Here we've got 300 laps complete. Let's take a quick run through the field if we can, just to see who all is where with 200 laps to go. SimCity, on the only competitor on the lead lap, 1.7 seconds back from Fallout. And Mario, who just went a lap down, or was a lap down, got it back, currently fighting to stay on that lead lap. Star Fox 4 laps down. Elder Scrolls, 5 laps down. Ultima, 9 laps down. That's your top 6 all in Class A. Class B, we have The Legend of Zelda, 11 laps down to the overall leader. G-Police, 12 laps down. Dynasty Warriors, 13 laps down. Metal Gear Solid, 10th place, 13 laps down. Kingdom Hearts, 11th place, 13 laps down. Grand Theft Auto in Class A is 14 laps down. A couple more Class B competitors. Doom, 15 laps down in 13th place. Minecraft, 15 laps down in 14th place. Your Class C leader, NHL, currently in 15th overall, 17 laps down. Killer Instinct, 16th place, 18 laps down. Factorio, 17th place, 18 laps down. The Last of Us from Class B is 19 laps down. Civilization, back to Class C, is 20 laps down. Diablo, 20th place, 20 laps down. Xenoblade Chronicles, 21 laps down. Final Fantasy in Class B, 21 laps down. Ori in Class C, 21 laps down. Mother in Class B, 23 laps down. Shadow of the Colossus, Class C, 23 laps down. Clay Fighter, your Class D leader by several laps, 4 laps at this point. 30 laps down, 26th place overall. Elite in Class C is 31 laps down. Bayonetta is your 2nd place in Class D, 34 laps down in 28th place. Call of Duty 34 laps down, EVO 34 laps down, Animal Crossing 40 laps down in 31st place, Breath of Fire 44 laps down, 32nd place, Resident Evil 50 laps down, Contra is 53 laps down and running very slow to the inside of the course, just getting as many laps as it can, but not really being competitive at the moment. And then we start getting into our competitors who are off the track. That would be Pikmin, Cuphead, Sonic the Hedgehog, Mega Man, Gran Turismo, and Rogue Squadron. Back up to the front. SimCity running low, Fallout running high, 1.7 seconds apart. And SimCity looks like they're struggling for grip. Even in clear track is having some difficulty putting the power down and keeping the car straight. Now running through traffic, trying to split in between groups of lapped cars of different classes. Oh my goodness. And is now right on the back gearbox of Class A leader and overall leader, Fallout, and a crash happening just ahead of your leader and second place. They were able to avoid that. Looks like the Elder Scrolls was involved. Let's go to Chopper Command and see what happened. So it's Elder Scrolls going underneath a Class D car. What Class D car is that? Is that Animal Crossing, it looks like? Yeah, most of the Class D cars in this event have very similar looks, so I was concerned it could be your class leader. It was not. It looks like Animal Crossing, who is quite a bit down from your class leaders in Class D. Well, somehow we're ending up with several cars in between Fallout and SimCity, even though there wasn't that many when the caution came out. I mean, SimCity was basically running the gearbox of Fallout at the time. Alright, lights are out. As we've done, let's go back to SimCity in cockpit mode. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cars, it looks like, between
Green flag, green flag.
the top of the class. Following Ultima around the outside. Now going to the low side of the track. You're gonna fall. It's also on the low side of the track. And now let's take a couple of laps and see if how Fallout's doing over here. SimCity is making some gains, but now they will be the ones that are going through some lap traffic. Some Class C cars running their same low line they're wanting to. It's pushing SimCity to the extremely low line. Lots of marbles down there, it appears to be. So I gotta be careful that you're getting the grip you need as you're coming off the turn. Fallout through 4 more cars. SimCity going to the outside. And back to the inside as we go to 3 and 4. On the front stretch, and now through turn 1 and 2. Now there are no lap cars between the two of them. Although, as I say that, Fallout puts a couple of Class D cars behind them on the front stretch, as we just now completed lap 325. Ooh! Sliding going into turn 4. Yeah, really trying to push it. And that's probably what you're going to need to do if you're going to make this work. Wonder how long the tires are still going to last for both of our competitors. If I recall correctly, Fallout was making a pit stop more recently than SimCity, so should have fresher tires and more fuel on board. And so far, Fallout seems to keep consistently about 4 or 5 cars between them, picking off several cars per lap, although SimCity's doing the same, just about a lap later. Alright, let's step back here for a moment and take a look at Class B, as it looks like Legend of Zelda and G-Police are closer than they've been in a while. Yeah, it's Legend of Zelda here going into turn 1, G-Police at the bottom of turn 1 now. Yeah, this Class B race, which had laps between them at a point, is now down to this small interval. Roughly a second. So yes, G-Police. They're similar, go on board. Legend of Zelda is the car just up ahead in the green and orange. Legend of Zelda was able to get through several lap cars that now G-Police will have to navigate through. So that should keep Legend of Zelda safe for a little bit. Take a look at leaderboard for the other classes. NHL still with the 2-lap lead over Factorio Killer Instinct. And Class D, Clay Fighter still with a pretty firm grip with a 3-lap lead over EVO, Bayonetta, and Call of Duty. Their overall leader just ahead, Fallout. Low in turn 1. Let's see how long it takes before second place SimCity comes through doing the same. Riding on board right now with your Class B second place car. Should expect to see the orange and white machine of SimCity any moment. There's Grand Theft Auto. There's SimCity right there, the white and orange. Ooh, a lot of Class A cars together. Currently sitting with a 3-second lead. Approaching lap 350. Still, once again, just trying to survive. Fallout, much like the nature of the games, has found that way to survive. Can they do it here in the later stages? Of course, a mistake early you can find some ways to come back from. Mistakes late, there's no time left. Fallout with a little bit of clear traffic for a while. That's Nice to have that clear track. Take a little bit of a breather. It's funny because you're going your fastest at this time, but you know, this is the time that you can breathe and just do what you know you need to do. Now you got to get elbows up and get through cars. As we're currently running lap 350. And now 350 complete. 150 laps to go. Splitting a Class B and Class D car. Now let's go back and see how SimCity, 1.5 seconds back, how they are doing. Seems like quite well, just it's like this starting behind on the restarts quite a ways from Fallout. They have to make up that buffer. So we'll, if we get a long green flag run, will SimCity be able to find a way to close that gap? Whoa! NHL looks like getting sideways. Leader in Class C. Just checking to make sure they still were. And yes, that is the case. Oh, this is like the closest that SimCity and Fallout have been in forever. Only one Class C car between them at the moment. They each get around one more Class C car. Fallout around a Class B car on the outside. SimCity catching up to the same Class B car, taking the inside routes. They are now cars in line. Fallout, however, now clears a Class C car. SimCity does the same. And here we go. It's time to race. Let's jump in the cockpit with SimCity fighting for the lead, the Little Wing 500. Whoa! Fallout getting sideways. But steering into the turn and being able to maintain. Ooh, can use the Class D car as a pick. Not able to. Completing lap 360, 140 laps to go. Riding on board with second place, just behind first place on track, same lap. Fighting to determine which game will be added to the gaming queue for yours truly. We'll follow with some clear traffic for a little while. SimCity, I'm sure, will just love to follow along at the moment. I am still curious of when each of them are expecting to make their final pit stops, assuming they only need one, which I think is a fair assumption. Okay, both taking the outside line. Okay, SimCity going low, Fallout going high. We'll see who comes out on top in that exchange. Let's go to TV view because now I cannot see Fallout in front. And it looks like SimCity at the moment is ahead, and at the line was ahead, so they are credited with leading that lap. Fallout getting it back. Ooh, takes a bump from a Class B car. Fallout back to the lead. SimCity, it looks like, taking the outside line where not a lot of cars are in the turn at least, is going to lead lap 366. SimCity, the extreme high line. Fallout, the extreme low line. Both of them cutting through traffic. Right now, Fallout with the advantage. But they are still nose to tail. SimCity splits the difference, uses a Class B car as a pick, and has made it through. SimCity to the lead on lap 369. first time anybody else has led this race in quite a while. Fallout's had a stranglehold on this event for the past 200 laps. But we have a new race leader. And they are still nose to tail. Both currently running the high line around lap traffic. As we look back, the only other game that's in contention right now is Mario, who's currently 1 lap down. Now time to see if SimCity, now that they are ahead of Fallout, are they going to be able to pull away? Completing lap 375, 125 laps to go. Ooh, SimCity went high, Fallout taking the lower line, splitting some traffic. Looks like Fallout moved ahead for just a moment. Off the line, drag race. Still credit SimCity with the race lead at the end of lap 377. SimCity going low. Fallout going high. There's a Class C car that was in the way. Fallout taking the lead on lap 378. Ooh, Fallout ending up behind a Class D car. SimCity back to the lead on lap 379. I don't recall when this green flag run started, but yeah, it's been going on for quite a while now. And I would imagine that each competitor still needs to make at least one more, or really has to make one more pit stop. So close after all this time, after having a 3-lap lead. As we're approaching 100 laps to go in this short track event. Leader in second place, running nose to tail. As is the number 1 seed, however, that number 1 seed of Star Fox is 4 laps down in 4th place overall. Really looking to get through. I mean, they look like they have the pace, but they're not going to make up 4 laps in that amount of time. Sometimes you want to hype it and believe it could be true. No, I don't believe that to be true. Alright, let's quickly take a look back at how the others are doing, just to make sure we're not missing anything. Legend of Zelda versus G-Police. Bit of a gap there. But I do think they're running on the same lap. Yeah, SimCity and Fallout. Oh gosh, we go away for just a second. Here they are. They're swapping positions again as they're going through lap traffic. Fallout back to the lead on lap 388. Alright, quickly just checking on Class C. NHL still with a 1-lap lead over Killer Instinct. And then another lap over Factorio, and another couple laps over Civilization. And in Class D, Clay Fighter still with a 4-lap lead over EVO, Bayonetta, and Call of Duty. Fall taking the low line. SimCity going up high. Class C traffic involved. Move SimCity back to the point in lap 391. SimCity doing pretty good here. That's probably the biggest lead they've had since retaking the lead here late in the race. At this long green flag run, I still have that question lurking. You know, if everybody's able to keep calm enough, no cautions are out, how is this pit stop strategy going to be looking in the final 100 laps? I believe Fallout has pit more recently than SimCity, but I don't know if that was at a point in time where Fallout could make it to the end. I don't even really have an idea to speculate whether or not they could. It does seem like it would be a long way if it was, so I would think that each of them still have to make a pit stop in the final 100 laps. A big group of Class D cars just ahead of them. They have to find their way through. They're just kind of sticking nose to tail right now. SimCity goes down low, go to the middle of the track. Fallout trying to go to the extreme high side. Oh, gets cut off by a Class C car. Now SimCity, certainly with the biggest gap that they've had in this race from the lead, as they're currently running lap 400. And now 400 laps complete. 100 laps to go in Little Wing 500. Can SimCity, who roared back from several laps down and then having to fight through traffic to get caught up to Fallout, will SimCity be able to hold on in this final 100 laps? Quick rundown just as we are going through this final 100 laps, just so we have a sense of where everybody is. Fallout, just 1.3 seconds behind SimCity. Mario, 1 lap down. Star Fox, 4 laps down. Ultima, 9 laps down. Elder Scrolls, 12 laps down. Grand Theft Auto in 7th, 14 laps down. Oh, and has just crashed, but was able to get off track quick enough before triggering a caution. Legend of Zelda, leader in Class B, 19 laps down. G-Police just behind them, also 19 laps down. 9th place. Dynasty Warriors, 10th place overall, 21 laps down. That's 2 laps behind the Class B leaders. Metal Gear Solid, 22 laps down. Kingdom Hearts, 22 laps down. Doom, 23 laps down. Minecraft, 23 laps down. NHL, our Class C leader, 15th overall, is 24 laps down. Killer Instinct, 26 laps down, so that's 2 laps behind the Class leader NHL. Last of Us in Class B is 26 laps down. Factorio back to Class E, 26 laps down. Diablo, 28 laps down. Ori, 29 laps down in 20th place. Xenoblade Chronicles, 29th place, or 29 laps down, 21st overall. Final Fantasy Class B, 30 laps down, 22nd overall. Civilization Class C, 30 laps down. Mother Class B, 30 laps down. Shadow of the Colossus back to Class C, 32 laps down. Elite, 38 laps down. And then we get to our Class D field. Clay Fighter, 27th overall, 44 laps down. EVO, 47 laps down. Bayonetta, 48 laps down. Call of Duty, 51 laps down. Animal Crossing, 55 laps down. Breath of Fire, 57 laps down. Resident Evil, 63 laps down. And then I think we are in our group of cars that have retired for this afternoon. Contra, 152 laps down. Pikmin in Class A. Cuphead in Class D. Sonic the Hedgehog and Mega Man both in Class A. Gran Turismo in Class C. And Rogue Squadron in Class D. And now let's get back to that battle up at the front. Ooh, SimCity's running through many lapped cars, trying to make sure they maintain their advantage. Fallout not far behind, as they've now passed the 410 mark, and actually they're now on the same line. They are now nose to tail, and the fight is back on. Let's jump on board with Fallout and see from their view as they're chasing down SimCity to get that lead back. In the middle of the corner, SimCity to the high line. Fallout with some clear traffic. Oh, but a Class B car moves down in front. SimCity sticks to the high line. Fallout goes below the Class B car, but SimCity will get back to the lead. Fallout was credited with leading that lap, but SimCity back to the lead on lap 415. Ooh, Fallout found an opportunity, used the lap cars as a pick, and lap 416 looks like they are now back to the lead. Now on board with SimCity, who's now following Fallout. Yeah, maneuvering lap traffic has been very key today to success. Looks like there was an incident ahead. It looked like possibly Final Fantasy in Class B, and SimCity sees the opportunity as Fallout held up for the incident, and now SimCity is ahead. So let's go back and look at this from Fallout's point of view. This time by completing lap 420, 80 laps to go. Really, the race is down between these two. Unless there's anything major that happens here, I do not think Mario, unless there's something on the pit stops, of course, Mario could come back and be a factor, but still speculating about what's going on the pit stops. SimCity currently following Ultima through the corner, Fallout just behind SimCity. SimCity in the white and orange car, following Ultima in the green car. Their Class A USF 2000 vehicles. SimCity saying, okay, I can't follow you anymore, Ultima, because, oh, crash on the inside, it looks like. Will that trigger a caution? That looked like that could have been Mario on the inside. In fact, I think it was. SimCity has now gotten around Ultima. They're still sort of side by side. Fallout trying to also pass through and follow SimCity. Yeah, that does appear to have been Mario, so Mario is going to now fall off the podium with that crash. Officials determined it was enough off of the racing line to not trigger a caution. Alright, so now, after moving through some lap traffic, SimCity has now gotten through, and now Ultima is between SimCity and Fallout. Fallout getting back by Ultima. We're now at 70 laps to go. Quickly check on Class B. They are being shown on the same lap. I'm quickly going to try to check on Class B and see the gap here. And there's Jeep Police. Probably not quite half a lap between The Legend of Zelda and Jeep Police. So that will still be an interesting focal point of this race, as we're trying to not only crown the overall winner, this is the most important honor of the race, but also our class winners, which gives those games an opportunity at a faster ride in the next event. And that next event being the 500 at Indianapolis. Big event. Class B winner will guarantee themselves in a Class A car for the 500 at Indianapolis. Yep, we still have some machines that are just coasting around the very inside of the track. They're not really at speed. Honestly, officials should probably say, get up to speed or get off the track, but I guess as long as they are staying out of the way. Who is that? This is the number 34 car. Animal Crossing. They were involved in some incidents earlier. Let's see if that's who that was. Yeah. Animal Crossing just coasting around the inside wall. Fallout on the back of SimCity, now underneath SimCity, side by side with 440 laps complete, 60 laps to go. Yeah, quite the battle here shaping up. I mean, I still have questions about whether pit stops are needed. Especially going green for this long run. Fallout has gotten back to the lead. SimCity now back in chase mode. Really, I think we can effectively say, unless something catastrophic happens, it is really down to these two vehicles, these two games. Fallout and SimCity. I just don't know where the lap traffic's always going to be. They do take very varying lines, and eventually they're going to have to also be moving through traffic too. So yeah, just keeping engaged with what's going on, where you think the lap traffic's going to be, just oh so important. Oh, Fallout! Oh, Fallout's around! Can they get back going? No, they're gonna tow. Oh my goodness! I think that really that hands the win over to SimCity basically. Star Fox is the next competitor, but Star Fox currently 4 laps down. Oh my goodness! Okay, we're gonna have to go back and take a look at that one. Alright, let's go back. A couple of laps. We're racing Fallout. Probably take a few looks at this one. Alright, from Chopper Command. Fallout race leader, long-time race leader, comes in a little too little forceful here on Elite. If we scroll back just a bit, we're here riding with Elite. Here, let's go to the cockpit view from Fallout, who is approaching Elite. I mean, yeah, that's. I mean, Fallout really is down low the whole time. Really committed to the area. Oh my goodness. Turned around. And honestly, yeah, with no caution now, it looks like that's going to be done. Okay, Fallout back on track, 4 laps down, has a decent gap between the next car of Ultima, so it looks like we will be able to stay on the podium. But now SimCity in full control of the event. Has completed 456 laps. Soon there will be 40 laps to go around this short track. And that could be SimCity's race. That's SimCity's game added to the gaming queue. And dropping back down to the Challenger League to re-qualify for Pro. Wow. I mean, that is the deal with short track racing, is especially with this multi-class format. You're always going to be in traffic. You've always got to be aware. And honestly, SimCity could just really try to be on cruise mode at this point. Oh, Elder Scrolls looks like it was in a crash. Just back there. Elder Scrolls not having the greatest of days, now falling a few more laps behind. There's Mario, who was running only a lap down to SimCity and Fallout, but now well out of contention. Yeah, what a fantastic drive, great resolve from SimCity to just not give up, even though you're several laps down. Fallout choosing not to pit under caution, instead pits under green, and as a result loses a few laps from competitors going faster, not being able to bunch up after taking your pit. This will be 465 complete, 35 laps to go. So with that in hand, let's go take a look at our other classes. Here we have Legend of Zelda, your Class B winner, or Class B leader, was your winner in Class C on a great strategy call toward the end of the race. Pit last, and the Tsukuba Tsunami had the slightly shorter pit stop, and that was enough for them to jump 3 spots and take home the victory. If they hold on to win, they'll be the first to have won both a Class C and a Class B race. So along the line here. But chasing them down is the top seed in Class B, which is G-Police, looking to gain some good points. And with this, G-Police might have enough points to make it into Class A for the next event, even without the win. So a lot on the line for G-Police, and if that could get a promotion to Class A, well, that would mean you're getting to race at the 500 at Indianapolis. So we'll have to see how the points shake out after this event is done. NHL with a 2-lap advantage over their nearest rival. Fallout going underneath. Yeah, NHL doing a great job. Got out in front quite a while ago and just really held on to secure this win. Clay Fighter, who at times has had a 4-lap lead, currently only has a 1-lap lead over EVO. EVO relative. EVO is just ahead. And now putting them a lap down to themselves, or to in class, securing more of that position. So Clay Fighter looks well on their way to victory. Because we do have a pit stop here from EVO, so though that could be it. Perhaps Clay Fighter had a pit stop, as we are getting towards the end of that. Pit stops could still come into play here, as we have just under 25 laps to go. Long green flag run to end the event. So we'll see if they do have enough fuel to make it. Although SimCity does have a 4-lap advantage, so Yeah, 4-lap advantage over the field. I mean, SimCity could pit and still easily make it out in front. Number 1 seed Star Fox making around the outside, getting one of their laps back. 20 laps to go for SimCity. This amazing short track multi-class event. Just before we're heading to Indianapolis for a 500-mile race, multi-class. SimCity will not be there because they will be getting to add their game to the queue and therefore will not be in the Pro Series at the next event. The laps winding down. SimCity is cautiously maneuvering through traffic, has quite a bit of a gap. Almost 4 complete laps to Star Fox. 15 laps to go. Just moved around the Class D leader Clay Fighter. Here going around the Class C leader of NHO. Or no, that is not the Class C leader of NHL. That was... That was 26. Or... Yeah, NHL a lot of times has that color scheme. Does not today. There is NHL coming up. Number 30 car, the lowest seed in Class C, looks to be on their way to victory. So Star Fox once again looks like they're going to be a runner-up finisher, collecting more and more points. They're the all-time leader right now in points collected with 80. Second place finish here would be another 6 points. Be up to 86, well clear of second place. I think they'd be almost 10 points or entire, race victories worth ahead of the next competitor, but just can never seem to put on the top step of the podium. Less than 10 laps to go for SimCity. Oh! Collides wheels in lap 492 with a Class D car, but still going. Whew! That's gotta make you just rethink a lot of things. Okay, just make it to the finish. Make it to the finish. 8 laps to go. Caution is out. Make sure you avoid the crash. Let's see. Let's go back. See what was the incident? I'm not seeing anything. If I go back a little further. I'm not seeing an incident. Yeah, not seeing an incident. So I think we're going to be pretty close to wrapping this up. Probably 2 laps to go when they go back to green. Completing lap 496. We have 4 laps to go. Just over a mile. And SimCity will have wrapped this up, joining Castlevania, Pilot Wings, Command and Conquer, and from our most recent event, Halo, as race winners in the video game selection series. Okay, lights on the pace car out. There'll be 2 laps to go as they come back to the green flag. And SimCity will have clear track ahead of them.
Green, green, green.
2 to go. Oh, I say that and then Ultima comes out. So here we go. White flag will be out this time by. White flag. And coming around the final 2 turns, amazing drive from SimCity today, from multiple laps down, coming back, able to get around Fallout, having a great battle for many, many laps, and then ultimately Fallout being the one who makes the mistake and ends up costing themselves. SimCity, your winner of the Little Wing 500. As I go through results, we got SimCity, Star Fox, Fallout, Ultima in 4th, Mario in 5th, Elder Scrolls 6th, Grand Theft Auto in 7th. Class B winner, Legend of Zelda. So it's back-to-back. Went Class C and Class B, and will be at Class A for the 500 at Indianapolis. That's exciting. G-Police with a strong points finish in Class B, finishing 2nd in Class B. Metal Gear Solid 3rd, Kingdom Hearts 4th, and Doom 5th in Class B. Those are the points-paying positions. NHL, the winner in Class C. Being the lowest seed, that's a pretty big step up to gain a lot of points, and will be in Class B at the 500 at Indianapolis. Second place in Class C is Killer Instinct. 3rd place, Factorio. 4th place, Diablo. 5th place, Ori. The top 4 are points-paying positions. Ori just outside the points. And then in Class D, Clay Fighter with a significant win in Class D. Call of Duty in 2nd, EVO 3rd. Those are points-paying positions. Bayonetta in 4th will at least maintain their Class D status. And those subject to relegation are Breath of Fire, Resident Evil, Animal Crossing, and Contra. And then down here you can see the cars that were eliminated from the event earlier on, and were not able to complete or be competing when the leaders crossed for 500 laps. Well, with that, thank you for watching. Next time that we will be bringing you action, it'll be from Indianapolis, where we'll get to have the 500-mile race in the video game selection series. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.